there! If you were looking for a professional recipe to follow, this video is not it. If you are looking for a super easy recipe to follow to make you feel professional, then keep watching. On today's episode of Cooking with Jasmine, we will be learning how to make banana bread. You will be needing 1.5 cups of flour, 1.5 teaspoons of baking soda, 1 cup of brown sugar, 1 cup of butter, 3 large bananas, 1 teaspoon of vanilla, and an egg. You'll also need a bread pan, a large bowl, a small bowl, any spoon, a spatula, a plate, and a fork. Preheat the oven at 350. You can start by peeling all your bananas, and also make sure to get all that nasty stringy stuff off. Make sure to mash your bananas really well because no one wants lumpy banana bread. Next, add your butter. Make sure to cream that really well, but if you're a weakling like me, you can always ask someone else to do it for you. Mom, can you cream the butter for me? Now that you have a real professional doing this for you, this will go by much faster. It's supposed to look creamy like this. Next up, brown sugar. Mix that in really well. Now you can crack your egg. Just keep mixing the egg in until there's no more slimy stuff. Now you can go ahead and add your vanilla. Make sure not to lose your cap because we'll just pretend like that never happened and keep mixing. Now that your mixture is all mixed, you can go ahead and add the bananas now. You can either add them in like this, or you can just, dump the whole thing in, which is probably best because, it's fastest and stuff. Then you just mix that all up, and yes, it's gonna look kind of like brown soup, but trust me, it's not gonna look like that once you add the flour in. Now you can add the flour in, and you're gonna mix that with the baking soda first. When you're mixing this, try not to make a mess everywhere because you're not 4 and you don't... Never mind. We're just gonna pretend like that didn't happen and keep mixing. Let's assume that the baking soda and flour is all mixed together, so now we're gonna slowly add that to the wet mixture and make sure that there's no more white, because if there is, then your banana bread's gonna be lumpy and no one's gonna want to eat it. Wow, that doesn't look like brown soup anymore, does it? Go grab the margarine from the fridge and a rubber brush thing and your bread pan, and then just butter your pan to make sure that the bread doesn't stick to the sides of it, because that would really suck. Now that we're basically done everything, there's only one thing left to do, and that is, you guessed it, put the batter into the pan. Scrape off the sides of the bowl so you don't waste any batter. Take your rubber spatula and scrape off the dough from the spoon. Get some oven mitts, put your hands in the mitts, open the oven, put the dough in the oven. Now you're all set. Oh, don't forget to close the oven because you don't want to burn your house down. Now you're all set. Set a timer for 1 hour because that's how long you're baking your bread for. Now you have 1 hour to kill and you don't know what to do with yourself. You're just so bored trying to think of something to do. I don't know, why don't you maybe clean up that mess you made earlier? Because you don't want your mom to yell at you. It's really not that hard. See, all you have to do is wet some paper towel and just rub it all over your counter. See, cleaning is so fun. Look how clean this counter is now. It used to be so messy. Now you have a nice clean counter and you love it. See? No mess. Now your bread is all done baking. Look how beautiful it is. Time flies by when you're having fun. Now take a toothpick and just stab your bread to make sure that there's no more gooey stuff inside. Grab your mitts, open the oven, take your bread out of the oven. Wow. Close the oven. Now doesn't that just smell like heaven? Now you just gotta set your bread down on the counter, take a butter knife, loosen up the side so it doesn't stick when you try to take it out. Take a sharper knife and just cut right down the middle. so it's easier to take out and so that there's less chance of it just falling apart. You just made banana bread. Now you can brag to your friends of how good of a chef you are. Your grandparents are gonna be so proud.